Hey guys, let's get more news about Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Steelers QB Justin Fields sends 6-word message ahead of Week 4. For the fourth straight week, the Pittsburgh Steelers are preparing for Justin Fields to start at quarterback, and they're hoping that the matchup with the Indianapolis Colts goes similarly to their first 3 games of the year, which all resulted in wins. With veteran Russell Wilson looking over his shoulder, Fields is hoping the same. It's tough to bench a quarterback when they're undefeated, even if they start the season as the backup on paper. 4-0 would be 4-0, however, and Fields appears highly motivated to continue this run based on his most recent Instagram post ahead of Week 4. Not finished but enjoying the moment 3-0, Fields wrote in the caption. The message? Fields and the Steelers are not going anywhere if he has anything to say about it. While speaking with reporters on September 24, Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin was asked if Fields' play has allowed them to take their time with Wilson's calf injury. No question, Justin has played well, and that's exciting for him and for us, Tomlin responded. But I'm not surprised by that, and I hadn't looked at it in terms of the decision-making because it's not time yet. The Steelers' HC then discussed the qualities that he's seen in Fields as a quarterback, including the one he likes the most. As I've mentioned in here repeatedly, I like his steady demeanor, Tomlin said. I like that in a leader. He doesn't ride the emotional roller coaster when things are going good, or when things are going bad. Guys can rally around that. Fields is steady, the veteran coach continued. He's a competitor, man, he likes to compete. He doesn't turn down things. And, he's aggressive in play, scrambling and so forth. It's just been fun to get to know him, and not only know him as a guy but as a competitor, Tomlin concluded at the time. Yardbarker Steelers reporter Aaron Becker went around the Pittsburgh locker room on September 25, polling different players on Fields and his leadership ability. I feel like he's one of those laid-back players, even just his personality just walking around off the field, tight end Darnell Washington said. He's just one of those calm dudes, personality-wise. So that just carried over to the field. Wide receiver George Pickens echoed that sentiment while speaking with Becker, among others. He's playing good. Me personally, that's what I take from it, Pickens weighed in. He don't really say as much, so I wouldn't say vocal leadership. Probably him every day going out, there, in practice, is probably what Darnell is talking about. Finally, rookie wide receiver Roman Wilson commented, he's a quiet guy but he's vocal when he needs to be. He's a great leader, great player. Just someone that people love to play for. I love having that guy as my quarterback, someone who's tough, someone who's physical, someone who's just got that it factor. Heading into Week 4 at a record of 3-0, it feels like the locker room is fully rallying behind Fields. If he and the Steelers can continue this win streak, who knows how far this team can go in 2024. Steelers release loaded Wednesday injury report. The Pittsburgh Steelers will look to stay undefeated on Sunday when they travel to face the Indianapolis Colts. Ahead of the matchup, the Steelers released their injury report for Wednesday's practice, which had a whopping 13 players listed. While the team still has 4 days until they take on the Colts, a long injury report is certainly not ideal this early in the season. While the list is daunting, 5 of the players were simply given rest days. The players given rest included running back Najee Harris, cornerback Dante Jackson, linebacker TJ Watt, and defensive linemen Cameron Hayward and Larry Ogunjobi. Meanwhile, running back Jaylen Warren, linebacker Alex Highsmith, and tight end Michael Pruitt all missed practice due to injury, and their statuses for Sunday are currently uncertain. Quarterback Russell Wilson also showed up on the injury report once again with his calf injury. With Wilson still not 100%, coach Mike Tomlin is preparing to start backup Justin Fields for the 4th straight week. If his availability or the quality of his practice participation picks up, maybe we'll consider Wilson later in the week, said Tomlin. If it doesn't, then it won't be a consideration, and we will just continue with where we are right now. Heading into the game, both sides are coming off of victories in Week 3. Pittsburgh took care of business in their home opener against the Los Angeles Chargers, while the Colts picked up their first win of the season against the Chicago Bears. NFL rumors: Steelers linked to DeAndre Hopkins, Christian Kirk trades. The Pittsburgh Steelers are sitting at 3-0 after their Week 3 victory over the Los Angeles Chargers. This has the franchise thinking playoffs and maybe even more, which means the Steelers may be in the trade market ahead of the Week 9 NFL trade deadline. With the new Steel Curtain defense dominating, the team could look to upgrade on offense to help Justin Fields, which is why the latest rumors are that the team could be in deals for wide receivers DeAndre Hopkins from the Tennessee Titans or Christian Kirk from the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Steelers' offense is probably still a little short at wide receiver, where George Pickens is the nominal number 1 by default but is still working on being a consistently reliable part of the offense. The Steelers were active on the wide receiver market in the offseason. Remember, they had a real chance to land Brandon Ayuk had the 49ers not been able to extend him, and I expect them to continue to monitor the receiver trade market as the deadline approaches, ESPN reporter Dan Graziano reports. Tennessee's DeAndre Hopkins and Jacksonville's Christian Kirk are two veterans who could conceivably become available and might be appealing to the Steelers if their teams continue to lose and fall out of the playoff race. Bringing in another receiver to complement Pickens makes a lot of sense, and with the Titans and Jaguars seasons going down the drain, the Steelers could likely trade for Hopkins or Kirk for a decent price. And if the franchise does bring these in, it could mean big things for Fields. While the plan was to start Russell Wilson to begin the 2024 season, an injury forced the Steelers to start 25-year-old signal caller Justin Fields instead. So far, this is working out well. The Steelers have been very happy with Justin Fields' performance at quarterback, including the way he has executed the game plans and been able to take on more and more as the weeks have gone on, Graziano also writes. They believe their young group is learning how to win, and Fields looks like the starter for the foreseeable future. Fields is 3-0 as the starter with a 73.3% completion rate with 518 yards passing, 2 passing touchdowns, 1 interception, 90 rushing yards, and a rushing touchdown. These aren't exactly Josh Allen numbers, but with the Steelers' defense playing like it is, they are enough to pile up the wins. Adding another veteran receiver to the mix ahead of the NFL trade deadline could help even more. And you fan? What do you think of the situation of DeAndre Hopkins? Leave your opinion in the comments.